Okay, so my name's Rachel. I work here at the Whittier Public Library, and welcome to our ukulele program. We're joined by the Lee sisters, Lise and Emmy, and they're gonna go ahead and give us some instruction today and play for us a little bit. Lise, I'm gonna hand it over to you, okay?
Awesome, awesome. So are we ready to get started? Good? Okay.
Can everybody hear okay? Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so I'm Lise, and this is my older sister, Emmy.
Hello.
We play together, and we're known as the Lee sisters. But Emmy's just going to be joining me for the demonstration part. I'm going to get into instruction a little bit later, but we're going to play a few tunes for you right now, just as everyone's coming in. All right. So, let's hear it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, thank you. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're going to play, I think, 3 more songs for you. And this next tune comes off of our debut EP album. It's right here. Yeah, so this is us. This is our debut album, Shoes, and this next tune I wrote after one of our many trips to Hawaii. And on these musical journeys that we have, we end up encountering a lot of different kinds of people and making a lot of new friends. And in this case, this is where I met one of my best friends. Her name is Alexis Tolentino, and she plays the Hawaiian lap steel guitar. And I remember the first time we met at the Marriott Hotel. She was playing a show there, and we got a chance to play a few songs. And in order to keep in touch, because we're based in California and she lives in Hawaii, sometimes we would write each other handwritten letters. And one very special day, I was just sitting on the couch, and I missed her really, really much, missed her dearly. So I picked up my ukulele and I started playing. So this tune is called Love Letters, and the way I imagine it taking place is kind of the whole process of writing a letter and then sending it, and there's this whole waiting period where you don't know where the letter is and you're kind of just hoping that it gets there. And then there's that moment where it reaches its destination and everything's happy again. So hopefully you can hear that within the song. halfway done. This next tune comes from another one of our trips to Hawaii. You can tell that we really love Hawaii. And one of these times we took a really cool cruise that went across and stopped at each different island. And on those different trips, we got to eat a lot of different food, a lot of different shave ice, like all the snacks you can think of. But on one special night, I think it was on Friday, there were these two local musicians that played a set at the very edge of the furthermost part of the deck, right? And we talked story with them for a little bit, and they said, "Hey, why don't you just come play a set with us?" And we thought, "Wow, that's so cool! Like, we get to play on a boat, we've gotten to play on a couch, like this is it." So then we managed to steal a set from them one night, and it was so much fun. And then once we got off the cruise, some of our friends were saying, "Hey, you guys sound like ukulele pirates. You just went on a ship and you stole the show and then you left." So I thought, wow, you know what? There needs to be an ukulele pirate song. So I took the word buccaneer and then the shortened version for ukulele, which is uke. Buccaneer and uke. You smash them together and you get buccaneer. So hope you enjoy. You good there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So here's our closing act for our tiny little show. This one's called Monsieur Lou. Thank you so much.
Have fun.
Yay! Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my notes real quick. Let's see here. Alrighty, so that's gonna be the first song you're gonna learn. Just joking. Alright. So I'm gonna go to gallery view so I can see all of your beautiful faces. But I think it's set on me. Alright, so I think, I'm going to go over a little bit of the structure of how this is going to go. So first we're going to go over kind of like the history or the background of the ukulele, just so you know. Maybe just a little bit of fun facts, get to familiarize yourself with it, get to know the different parts of the instrument as well, because we're going to be using what we learned with here in order to learn how to play the instrument. So it's good to know, what you're working with. Then we're going to get into basic technique, and that's going to be strumming, fingering chords. And once we learn those two things, we're going to combine those together, and we're going to learn 2 to 3 songs. So by the end of today, you'll be able to not only play a few songs, but you'll be able to take these tools and learn songs on your own. So that's really exciting. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been playing ukulele for around 8 years now, so I consider that a little bit late. So if you ever feel during this journey of learning ukulele that you're too late, or maybe you need more time to learn, there's no rush, okay? There's no perfect way to play ukulele, right? Compared to other instruments like piano or guitar, it's kind of scary. Because, it's just, you've seen so many people play these instruments, and there's a lot of notes and keys and things to play. But ukulele, there's nothing to be afraid of, right? You have 5 fingers, right? But you have 4 fingers, and there's 4 strings. So there's nothing to be scared of, right? It's like the most easiest instrument, aside from the triangle, to play. So, that's really good, especially if you're new to music. I don't know if any of you have played an instrument before. If you have, great. If you haven't, I see a head shaking. If you haven't, that's okay. I'm glad you chose this as your first one. Okay? So Emmy and I have been playing outside of our living room couch for quite a while now, maybe around 5 years ago. And we've been playing at various festivals in Southern California and in Hawaii. So that's been a lot of fun. And back in 2015, I competed in the Heritage of Aloha ukulele competition. I didn't know that thing existed, but it does. And I took home the teen category, and that was a lot of fun. I do teach a handful of elementary school students. My mom is a first grade teacher, so sometimes I'll come over to her classroom back when we could go outside, and I would teach them how to play ukulele. So that's been a lot of fun. And let's see here. And I don't know if this was really fun for me to learn, but I'm from Rancho Cucamonga, and apparently our city has their own ukulele group. They're called the Rancho Cucamonga Strummers Ablaze, and they've got like these jean jackets with flames on them, and ukuleles. So we've been able to teach a few workshops there. So virtually, this is also new to me, new to the Whittier Library as well. So appreciate your patience Or, again, like Jack and Rachel mentioned at the beginning, if any of you have any questions throughout this at all, please, type it in the chat, or I think Rachel mentioned you could raise your hand, and then they'll unmute you. But yes, please stop me at any time if you need me to repeat anything. If you want to go over something again, I think we ran into that last time too. People wanted to go through some exercises again or wanted me to repeat something. So please stop me, okay? At any time. Let's see. And then aside from ukulele, I was a college student. I just graduated. So that's been really fun. Virtual graduation, right? But that's okay, because here we are, virtual ukulele. There's nothing you can't do virtually. So that's been really cool. Oh, thank you for the clapping, Gabby. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to move on to kind of like fun facts of the ukulele. So the ukulele, as you can tell, you've probably heard it be pronounced like ukulele, right? That's not bad, right? That's how I used to say it as well. But how you actually pronounce it is ukulele, right? So in Hawaiian, uku means flee, right? Kind of weird, right? And then lele means jumping. So put together, it means the jumping flea. Now, the reason for this is because when people started playing the ukulele, this instrument, it originated in Portugal and then made its way over to Hawaii. When the Hawaiians started playing this instrument, they realized that when their fingers moved, it looked as if their fingers were fleas just jumping around. Kind of strange, but that's an interesting little tidbit. So now you can tell people, what ukulele means. Yeah, so that's how you pronounce it. A lot of people shorten it to uke as well. Either one is fine. You could just use any one of those. Again, it only has 4 strings. We're going to get into a little bit more detail a little bit later. And again, you just need 4 fingers. But today, we're only going to be using 3. So that's good. All right, so let's get into the parts of the ukulele. So just like you and me, you can grab your instrument as well. Just familiarize yourself with it, get to know it, ask it a few questions. So just like you and me, the ukulele has a body, a neck, and a head, right? So if you can guess, this part of your ukulele, this whole curvy hot stuff right here, this is the body, right? This is where your beautiful music's gonna come from. This is where your right hand's gonna be most of the time, right? This is the sound hole. Everything is gonna come from here. Just beautiful music, right? And then you get into this weird little stick part. This is called the neck, right? And in the neck, this is where you're gonna be using your left hand a lot to play chords, and this is where your fingers are gonna go. But we're gonna focus down here a little bit later, right? And then towards the very top of the neck, you get this little guy, right? So you can see mine has little slotted holes. That's just decoration. It has no difference. And you get the little tuners, and we're going to get into tuning in a little bit, right? So body, neck, head. Very important, because now we're going to look at the different parts of it. Let's see here. So these little metal bars, if you take a look at your ukulele, these little metal bars, these are called frets. Very important, remember that, okay? Frets. So this whole time we'll be learning how to play in between the frets. We're not going to be playing on the bars, we're going to be playing in between. Okay, but just remember that for later, because we're gonna go over how to strum first. So, how to hold the ukulele. There's no wrong way, but I'm gonna suggest a way to hold it, so that way it's easier. So I usually take, you could just grab your ukulele anywhere. You see this bottom curvy part, the bottom part of the body, right here? I like to rest it on my right top thigh closest to me. So kind of like right here where your pocket is, anywhere. And then you want your instrument to face, okay, this is where we get into geometry, right? So this is kind of like vertical. and this is 90 degrees, right? You kind of want it at a 45-degree angle, right? Just anywhere where it's comfortable. I see some of you guys. That's good. So anywhere where it's comfortable, because if you hold your ukulele too vertical, you're gonna end up kind of stressing your wrist a little bit, and it's gonna be a little uncomfortable. But again, there's no wrong way to play ukulele. These are just pointers to point you in the right direction to find that comfortable sweet spot that you like. Right? So this is how we typically hold it, right? And you kind of rest your elbow on the opposite end of the instrument, just so it's comfortable. You know, you don't have to aggressively hold it, right? It's not gonna go anywhere. But this is just so you're comfy. Again, there's no wrong way. Okay, so we're gonna go into strumming now. So I'm gonna have everyone take their left hand, because we're not gonna be learning chords right now. I'm gonna take your left hand and just hold the neck. Just hold the neck and let the strings ring open. Because if you hold your ukulele like this, you're not gonna hear anything. We wanna sound good, right? So we're just gonna hold it empty like this. You don't have to like death grip it. No, don't be nervous. Don't be like this, right? Just rest it in your hand, okay? Let all the strings ring out. Because again, if you're covering them, none of the beautiful music's gonna come out, okay? So we're just gonna hold it anywhere it's comfortable. And then I want everyone to take their right hand, right? And there's different ways to strum. I'm going to teach you one of the ways. That's probably easiest at first to learn, and then you can go all crazy. But this is just a way to get you into strumming, right? So we're going to take our pointer finger, our index finger, the one you use to pick your nose. I don't know what you do with it, but just take it. And we're gonna end up using kind of like the back of our nail, right? Or maybe the tip of it, depending on how long your nails are. This is gonna be a little different depending on, you know, what's comfortable for you. But this is how I usually teach it. So you're gonna take your pointer finger, your whole fist is gonna be pretty relaxed, right? You're not gonna clench it, right? Just, you know, just kind of have it almost in a fist. And we're going to go right where the body and the neck meet, right? So if you take your instrument and you look at it, you see this little weird part here. This is where the neck and the body meet, right? Keep that in mind. You could see it right here. This is where you're gonna want to strum. Now, of course, it's not limited to just strumming right here, right? You can't just always strum right here, right? But this is the general area that you want to strum. So I'll explain why. Because we don't want to strum right above the sound hole, even though that's where the music comes out, right? We don't want to strum back here. This is called the saddle. We don't want to strum back here. In guitar, you see people strum back here, but that's for a different reason. This is really small. So again, we're going to focus in this general area. A little bit in front of the sound hole is fine, right? Just, right, we're going to strum right here. So I'll show you what it sounds like, and then we'll get into strumming. But I'm going to hold a C chord. And this is how it sounds like in our sweet spot. Right? I'm going to move it over the sound hole. Sounds a little different, right? Not so bad. When you get back here. Right? It sounds a little twangy. I don't know if you could pick it up, but... Right? Kind of sounds like a banjo. It's not a banjo. So again, we're going to stay right here. Alright, so strumming. Again, we're going to take our index finger and we're going to use kind of the back of our nail anywhere where it feels comfortable. And we're going to go in this sweet spot and we're just going to strum down for now. We're not coming up, we're just going to strum down, right? So let's try that. Let me move you closer to me. We could all see. So, our index finger, and remember, we're not going to grab it like this, we're just going to let the beautiful strings ring open, and we're going to take our finger, and let's all go down, right? Alright. Again, stop stop me if you have any questions or need me to repeat anything. Okay? Right, now we don't want to be like, right, like a weird finger. We just want to kind of gently stroke down. Now, if it starts to feel like it hurts, then there's probably something you need to adjust. So maybe you're strumming right here where your skin meets your nail. That's not where you want to be, right? Again, and then it doesn't have to be centralized right here. It could be at the very tip of your finger where the nail is. It could be at the back of the nail, just in this general area, right? So if it starts to hurt, there's something wrong. So readjust, okay? Down. Okay. Are we good with the down strum for now? We have a thumbs up. Thumbs up? Okay. So we're gonna come back up because there's no second ukulele to strum down here. We have to come back up. So in coming back up, it's gonna be kind of the same thing. You're just gonna use the tip of your nail. This is just where you're mostly strumming. Again, it depends how long your nails are, but most of us, if we have some sort of nail, we should be able to do this. But again, it's just kind of self-explanatory. You're just gonna come back up. And if you don't want to use your nail, that's totally fine. You could use your little fingertip. You could use anything you want. Maybe not your toe, but just try to use just your hand. But again, let's try to go down, up, and we'll go really slowly because I know I have a tendency to go fast. So again, if you need me to slow down, just say something, or hey lady, anything works. All right. So let's try going down, up, down, up. I'll do it with you. Ready? And down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, if you're missing some strings, like maybe you're strumming and it's like, whatever the case may be, you could even look down at where you're strumming to. Sometimes I would forget to look down, and I would be strumming my air ukulele on the side, and that's not good. So again, down, up, down, up. You're just kind of brushing the ukulele. Ooh, okay. Good question, Gabby. Good question. Let's all tune our ukuleles. That's a good one. All right. Does everyone have a tuner? No. Yes? Some of us. Okay. So, here's what we want to do. I don't know, Gabby, if you have a good ear, but let's try to do it by ear as well. Okay. So, if you have a tuner, please get it out. But I'm gonna try my best to help you tune your ukulele by ears. It's gonna be kind of hard because I can't hear you.
I can unmute Gabby.
Yeah, that might be good. Yeah, we can go one string.
Gabby, you're unmuted.
Awesome. Okay. So let's try to pluck the top string. This is gonna be the G string. We could go over all the different strings, but essentially we have 4 strings. From top to bottom, it's G, C, E, A. A lot of people like to remember this by either saying, I heard good chefs eat a lot. I think I made up like good caterpillars eat a lot. It's just good to know if you have a tuner, because it will tell you the note that you have. But if you don't have a tuner, that's fine. We'll just try to do it by ear right now. Okay. So Gabby, or everyone else, if you want to try to pluck your top string, just use your thumb, right? It should sound like this. If it doesn't sound like this, that's when you chase the string up to the headstock, right? And you're gonna find the tuner that goes with the string. Right? Yeah, that's perfect. That's the G string. Okay. Now you're gonna twist it. Depending on how it sounds, it's gonna be kind of hard. You can unmute yourself too. If you twist it to the left or counterclockwise, it's gonna make your string sound a little sharper. I don't know how your string sounds. If you want to play it for us. Rachel or Jack, could you help me? Okay.
Okay, so everyone can unmute themselves now.
Yeah. Could you play your G string? A little bit louder? Okay, I think that's a little sharp. So take your tuner and twist it to the right. All right, twist it clockwise. Because I think, yeah. I think yours is a little sharp. So just keep twisting to the right, keep twisting clockwise. Because I think, let me tune mine to yours. Like, okay, yeah. So just, you're gonna be twisting your tuner clockwise, right? Me going this way. So twist it to the right. It might feel like a lot of twisting, but that's okay. And just try to match that sound of the string if you can.
Yeah, I think my whole ukulele is out of tune. So someone just suggested an app. So I'll probably use that because I know it'll take forever to, the whole thing is, my kids play with it. So I can just imagine how out of tune it is. So I'll use that app to help me. Thank you.
Okay. The apps do work. Before I got a tuner, I started using an app. So I think Anua has a good, let me type it in the chat. They have a good tuning app. Tune 4 is good too. There we go. Okay. I hope that helps. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Well, you'll have the technique, so once you tune it, it'll sound even better. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So let's go back into strumming. I don't know if we all remember this. So again, take your index finger, your pointer finger, just have a relaxed hand, and we're gonna do a few more rounds of going up and down and up and down. Okay. Ready? And remember our sweet spot right here. Keep our left hand relaxed, and we're gonna take our index finger and go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, we're gonna keep doing this till we get nice and comfy with it. Now we're gonna speed it up. We're gonna spice things up. Okay, ready? We're gonna go a little bit faster now. Right? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and we're gonna go even faster. Right? Right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, now I want everyone to go as fast as they can. Ready? And down, up, down, up, down, up. So what you did right now is called a roll in Hawaiian music. They finish songs like that. And then I think we had another question. Should I be keeping my index finger stiff or curved? Good question, Sarah. So honestly, whatever feels comfortable for you, right? So there's no wrong answer. So if you keep it stiff, I think in the end, for me personally, keeping it stiff might make your finger tired, right? Your hand might start cramping, or you might just feel kind of rigid. The point of ukulele is to kind of be relaxed when you play, especially when you're playing music. So you could have it stiffed. I think I would suggest maybe curved, right? Because mine isn't completely stiff or straight. It's kind of at an angle like this, right? So I would say maybe curved. Right, because I'm not going like this, because one, it looks kind of funny, and then it feels kind of funny too. So, whatever feels more comfortable. If this feels comfortable for you, go for it, right? But I would say, to answer your question, maybe keep it curved, nice and relaxed, right? And then it doesn't have to be like stuck in one spot, right? And then play like this, like the claw. You're not playing with the claw, right? You're playing with nice fingers. can also move your index finger too while you're strumming. But that's a wonderful question. Right? I'm so glad you brought that up. Right, so we just want to keep it relaxed, right? You could have your fingers out like this, you could have them in like this, right? Up, right? Whatever feels comfortable. Right? So let's try to strum up into a roll again, and then I'm gonna start teaching you guys how to play chords. But let's do that flashy finish again, okay? All right, so let's get our ukuleles. Remember, index finger, you could curve it if you want, or whatever it is you want to do. And we're gonna go in our sweet spot. Ready? And we're gonna start off slow and build up really fast, okay? Ready? And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Let's go a little faster now. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. A little bit faster. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And even faster. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now as fast as you can. Ready? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And rock star. And to the finish. Yeah! Yeah, I see that. See, y'all are rock stars now. You finish anything like this, any song you're playing, you're gonna look automatically 10 times cooler. Awesome. So, are we feeling so far? Are we feeling okay on strumming? We have thumbs up, nods? Okay. Okay, good. Those are the fingers I want to see. Sometimes I see something else. Okay, awesome. All right. So, I don't know if we sent you the guide. If not, I can have Rachel and Jack send everyone the sheet music. I'm gonna eventually share screen in a bit, but I do have some songs prepared for everyone today. But before we get into the songs, again, we're gonna learn how to play chords with our left hand. So, yes. All right. So let's take our left hand. Right. And today, well, we never play ukulele with our thumb. Our thumb always stays behind the neck of the instrument, right? We're just going to be playing with our 3 fingers today. You can play with your pinky, as like maybe you saw earlier, but today we're just going to be focusing on these 3 guys. Okay? So on your left hand, your index finger, remember, pick your nose finger, right? Your index finger, that's going to be number 1. Okay, this will all make sense later, but we'll number our fingers for now. So this is gonna be number 1. Your number 1 finger, or maybe when you're driving, this is number 2, right? And then your ring finger, when you get married, this is your 3rd finger. This is 3, and then this would be 4. But again, we're just doing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, the way we want to push down on the string, this can get a little bit tricky, so please stop me if you need more clarification. So let's try making an OK sign. An OK sign with your index and your thumb. Okay, good. I see the OKs. Hopefully it's okay. It's okay, right? So if you notice your index finger, right, what part is making contact with your thumb? It's the very tip of it. Again, depending on how long your nails are, it's going to be either a little difficult to push down on the strings or very easy. If you have shorter nails, it's easier. But pretend like your index finger, the fingertip right here? Pretend like this is your foot, right? And when you're on your foot, you can go on your tippy toes. So we're going to end up using the tip of our fingers. We're not going to be using the flat part because that's going to be a little bit harder, right? We're not going to go like this, we're going to go like this. And we do that with our other 2 and 3 fingers. Right? So if you can get how that feels, that's kind of how we're going to be playing Again, we don't want to be flat. We're going to be using the tip. This is key because I could not figure it out for the longest time when I started playing. Right? We're not going to be flat. We're going to be on the tip. Right? Little ninja fingers. Okay. So right, we're going to take our left hand, and again, keeping in mind that this is on your right thigh. You're just kind of like hugging it close to you. Move you closer to me. Let's see here. So your thumb is always going to be behind the neck. It's never going to come over. Maybe sometimes, right? But in this style of playing, we're not. So your thumb, again, it's always going to be behind the neck, right? So you can hold it like this, right? When you're playing chords, you can have your thumb like this, right? Your thumb's never going to be like this, right? It's always going to face mostly up towards the sky, maybe to the side, that's totally fine. But your thumb's never going to come over the neck like this, okay? Thumb is a good neighbor. It's never coming over your gate to look at you, right? It's going to stay right here, okay? And, you know, you could rest the neck in this little webby part of your hand, but I would suggest for now just to keep your thumb behind it. Doesn't have to be stiff at all either. Again, like even your thumb could be a little bit curved, right? So no one's gonna ding you if you're up here, but just try to keep it like here, right? It's always gonna stay in this general back area because it's gonna support the neck as we push down on the strings. Okay. Now, let's try playing a C chord. C is the easiest chord. It's going to be your favorite chord. It's my favorite chord. You can never go wrong with it, right? But just keep in mind that we use certain fingers to play certain chords. Okay, it might be like, why can't I use my left hand fourth finger for this? It'll make sense, okay? It's just so that when you change between chords, it's easier. This is the only technique I'm going to really stress. Just because you don't want to be playing chords with different fingers. But this is just so it's easier for you in the long run, okay? So for the C chord, we're going to take our third finger, right, our ring finger. And we're just going to be using one finger, okay? This is just one note, this is one finger. So again, with our thumb behind the neck, we're going to take our third finger, no pinky, none of these guys, just this one. And we're going to go in the third fret. Now, if you remember what frets are, they're the little metal bars. But again, we're going to be playing in between them. Ooh. So this is very important. You can only play C in one spot, which is going to be the A string or the very bottom string, right? Good caterpillars eat a lot, right? We're going to go on the a lot string. Right? And we're going to go in between the little metal bars, the frets. We're going to go in between the frets. So this whole little section right here, this is the third fret. So if you take that knowledge, scoot it down, this is the second fret, this is the first fret. If your ukulele has little dots, those are called fret markers. So the first dot you see most of the time is going to be the fifth fret. Again, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is the seventh fret. The 10th fret, usually a 12th fret, depending on how big your instrument is. Mine's a little big. Mine's a tenor size, but most of you should have the 5th and 7th. Okay, again, we're gonna be on the 3rd fret, and we're gonna take our ring finger, and using the tippy toes. Remember the tippy toes. Using the tippy toe of your finger, you're gonna push down on the string. We don't want it flat like this. We don't want it flat. We want it on the tippy toe. It's going to be a little hard if you have long nails because it kind of hits the neck before you can get your finger on there. But try as much as you can to use the tippy toe. Okay, so I'm going to play it as if I'm doing it correctly, right? With our new strumming. Right? I'm going to strum down. Now, if it doesn't sound like that and it sounds like that means that you're not pushing down on the string, okay? But if I push down on the string, you get that beautiful C note ringing out, or some kind of noise, right? But if you don't push down hard enough, it starts to sound like, right? This noise means that you're not pushing down at all, maybe you're touching it. But the trick is to push down on the string, and that's when your thumb comes into play because it's supporting the neck. You're kind of squeezing the string in between your hands, if that makes sense, right? So if you touch it, or if you have any other fingers on the neck, you won't be able to hear the string because they can't ring out if your hand is on it. So again, C. We're using the very tip, the fingertip, to play it. So let's try that again, and we're gonna try strumming down with it. But see, here's the reason why we don't play on the fret. I'll show you how it sounds like. So this is a correct C. Sounds really nice. Then as soon as you start scooting up to the fret, right? It's like, kind of sounds like you have a cold. So you want it clear, because this is as clear as it's gonna get. You're gonna get the best sound in between the fret. Also, no one plays right here. So, I wanna be like all the cool kids, right? And again, if you're not playing hard enough, you're gonna get a little like twinky sound. It's gonna be like, right? No, we don't want that. Then that means you need to play harder, right? You need to push down a little harder. Now if your finger starts to hurt, that's normal, right? We're not used to this, but that's okay. Doesn't happen overnight, okay? So let's try strumming C. But before I do that, are we okay on fingering? Okay, awesome. So let's try doing a simple down, up, down, up. We're not gonna build up and go faster. We're just gonna be nice and slow, okay? So let's do our C chord. Our thumb can be up here, over here, whatever, wherever it's comfortable. Right? We're gonna take our index finger, however it's comfortable, and we're gonna strum. Okay, ready, and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now remember to keep your other fingers not resting on the neck. It's gonna sound like this, right? Just have it so that all the strings can ring out. I know it might feel a little bit awkward at first, but that's okay. And again, if you have it too low, right, you don't want your wrist to start hurting, or if you're tilting your ukulele like this, it's gonna be a little harder, which is why we like to keep it up against our body and have the music face outward, right? Because you want to play for the world, right? So you want to face it outward. Right, down, up. Let's do this a little bit longer, and then I'll teach you another chord, and we'll get into a song. Isn't that beautiful? Hopefully, if you can get some sound out, that's good. Again, if it sounds like this, you gotta push down. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Yeah, awesome. Are we okay on the C chord? Good? Okay. Hopefully. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to be learning the F chord, and then we'll get into a fun song. Woo. So for F, it's going to be a little bit trickier, but that's okay. Instead of using our ring finger, this is going to be eliminated. We're just going to be using our two fingers. You're going to make a little peace sign. Right? So this is a two-fingered chord. So we're just using two fingers, nothing else. And we want to take our index finger, and then I'll teach you the second part, but we're just going to take our index finger for now. And then we're going to go on the first fret. Remember, not on the middle bar, in between. Right? We're going to go here, and then we're going to go to the E string. Right, so that's the third string. That's the second one from the bottom. We were just on the bottom string, the a lot. The good caterpillars eat a lot string. We're on the eat string now, so go up. And we're gonna go and put our finger right here. I don't know if you can see the strings, there we go. Right here, we're gonna go on the first fret, second string, or the E string, and we're gonna take our index finger and again, do the little tippy toe thing. I'm gonna put this right here, okay? It might feel like it hurts a little bit, that's okay, that's totally normal. Yeah, it's okay. You're gonna build the calluses and then you're gonna be able to, you're gonna be able to play. It's like when you're hanging on the pull-up bar, right? And it hurts so much, and the more you do it, or you're on monkey bars, right? You build up the little calluses right here. Same thing with ukulele, except less painful, hopefully. This should be fun to play. Okay. So we're gonna take our index finger, we're gonna go right here. It should sound like this if you just pluck that string. If it doesn't, try push down a little harder. And I know, Gabby, we need to tune your uke, but you know, hopefully some sound comes out. If it doesn't, it sounds like this, right? You gotta push down a little harder, and I know it hurts a little bit. Okay. If it sounds like this, again, you're not pushing. Okay. Now, keeping our index finger here, we're not gonna move this guy at all. He's gonna stay here. He's not gonna touch this string. As much as you can, possibly, just don't touch the bottom string, because we want this to ring open. An open string means that you're not pushing down on any of the strings. It's just its natural self, right? But as soon as you put your finger on the string, you're playing a note, right? You might be playing a chord. But remember, this is open. So then, without moving this guy, we're gonna take our middle finger and we're gonna go on the second fret, right? In between the frets, second fret. And we're gonna use the top string, the G string. This is the only time I'll let you put your finger on a G string, okay? In this ukulele class. So, you're gonna take your middle finger, and you're just gonna play this guy as well, right? You're just gonna put it on the top, right? Remember, tippy toes. It should sound like that. Without it, it's the G string. With it, you're playing an F. And remember, your pinky and your ring finger, they're hanging out. And you're not playing flat, remember. It's gonna sound like that. You want them as high as they can get, okay? Right? Not flat, just on top. Okay? So all together, it should sound like this. So as one strum, it sounds like this. Again, if it sounds like that's okay, but these aren't coming out, you just gotta push down a little bit harder. Yeah. So it's a little hard, but I know you can do it. All right, let's try doing a few strums up and down with just the F chord. Okay, let's take our index finger and we'll do really nice and slow. Ready? And down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If it doesn't sound like this, try to look at your fingers, readjust. Here's a neat little tidbit. So if it starts to feel like crampy or your wrist hurts or I don't know, it just feels a little awkward, what you could do is, you know, with the F chord or any chord in general, let's just take F for example, you can move your wrist to the left towards the head, right? So instead of having your wrist like this, right, you can move it towards the neck and have kind of part of the neck rest on the webby part of your hand. Sometimes it works. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Just keep playing how you were playing. But if you feel like it gives you a little bit more room, perfect. right? Because you can kind of rest your hand over here. If it feels awkward, go ahead and keep it like this, but just try not to play with your wrist angled this way, right? You want nice, good posture. All right. So let's try doing the F strumming again, and then we're gonna put that together with C, and we're gonna learn a song. Okay, ready? And down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Are we good with F so far? Okay, good. So here's the trick. Do we remember where C is? Pop quiz. Right? Do we remember which finger we use for C? Yes, my star pupils. Okay. Awesome. So we're gonna try to switch between F and C, and don't worry if we forget along the way, because I'll have Rachel and Jack send out the little guide that I'm about to show you guys. That'll show you how to play the chords. Okay, so don't worry if you forget. But that's good. You already remember C. That's good. You're gonna love C. So we're gonna try switching. We're gonna start on C, but we're gonna try to switch from C to F. And in doing so, let's do 2 measures of each chord. So within a measure, you don't have to know anything about music. Don't worry. Within each measure, we're gonna have 4 counts. Right? So again, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another measure. So that's 2. Altogether, there's 8 counts. And in those counts, we're gonna be doing down, up, right? Just like we've been practicing, we're just gonna put numbers on them. So for example, I'll play it first, right? So I'll do 2 counts of C, or 2 measures of C, 2 measures of F, and I'm gonna switch back. So it would sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to C. Okay, so again, just 2 measures of each chord. Each measure has 4 counts. We're just doing 8 counts, if that makes it easier. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's all try to do it together. Again, if it's confusing, stop me, okay? So we're gonna be practicing really slowly our chord changes, okay? Because I'm gonna throw some words at you later, and that's scary. So let's try to work on the changes. Right? It's like muscle memory. Okay. So let's start on C. We're gonna do our whatever strumming you want to do. Take our index finger, and let's start on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to C. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, I'm not gonna count this time. Ready? C. F. Ooh, and C. End on C. You could do a little roll if you want. Ooh. Okay, so if you can tell, it feels kind of strange to change from different chords. That's totally okay, right? Because your fingers have never done this before. Maybe they have, right? But it's really different. So of course it's not gonna feel so smooth or comfortable just yet. But I promise, with more practice and the more you do it, it's gonna be so easy. You won't even have to look at it. You'll just be able to feel it. Okay. So if we feel really comfortable, we could go into teaching a song. But do we feel okay with C and F and strumming, or should we run it over again? We good? I see some hesitation, maybe. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it one more time, and then we'll get into teaching a song. Okay. All right. So let's do again 2 measures of each, 8 counts out of C and then F, back to C, and we'll just keep going. Okay. Ready and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C. F. And we're gonna finish on C. Woo! Yeah, I see some of the rolling. Yeah, got some rock stars. Okay, so if we all feel pretty okay at this, I'm gonna teach you a song now. Let me go ahead and share screen. Let's see here, and boom. Woo! Okay, can everybody see it? We Gucci? Okay, good. So as you can see, hopefully, I think you can see my mouse. So I put in a handy dandy little finger to number picture. Again, this is what we just went over, and you know, we're not using our fourth finger, but again, remember this is 1, 2, 3, in case you forget. And if you look towards the bottom of the page, I'm gonna have Jack and Rachel send everyone a copy of this. This shows you the ukulele, right? This is what we just learned. So this is C, and remember our third finger. You forget where your third finger is, don't worry, there's a picture right here. Okay? And then we just learned F. Remember, that was our index finger, our middle finger. And these little bars right here, remember these are the frets. You see the little circle, they're in between. See? Very important. We use these fingers. So if you ever forget how to play, don't worry, this will teach you how to. I was just trying to teach you, you know, how to put your fingers on the fretboard. Alrighty. And then again, these are G, C, E, A. That's the order of the strings. Right, so if you ever get confused, what you could do right now, since this is on your screen, you could take your ukulele, and you can print out these papers as well. But if you take your uke, you put it towards the screen, you can line it up with these little chords right here. Okay? So if you ever get confused, you could always look at that. Awesome. So are we ready to learn the song? Has everyone heard I like Melt With You? Yeah? Okay, good. I was hoping so. I know they played it in Sky High, the Disney movie. Awesome. So again, look at what we just learned. C and F. Wow. Pretty neat. So let's try to do what we just learned, and we're gonna sing on top of it. So if you don't want to hear my voice, please sing along, because it's not the best. Alright? So I think it's 2 measures actually. So I'll play it first so everyone knows how it sounds. I'm pretty sure we're familiar, but just I'll play a little sample of it and then we'll all play together. But again, we're gonna just do a simple down, up, just like we'd be doing, nothing different. We're just putting words on top of it. Okay? So we're gonna start on C and I'll just do a little sample. So again, C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. 2, 3, 4. So if you've noticed already, this is one measure each. It's not two like we were doing. We're gonna need the two, what we were doing a little bit later. Right now we're just gonna be doing one measure of each. Right? C. You've seen the difference and it's F. Getting better all the time. So essentially, remember 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. F. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. There's nothing you and I won't do. F. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. And we end on C. So, if you've already noticed, each chord lands on the word that corresponds with it. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You're strumming C, and then it's I'll stop the world and melt with, once you get to the word you change to F. Wow. So let's all try to do it together. And please sing along or, lip sync. It'll make me feel less lonely. But let's try to do C, and remember, it's one measure each. So let's do C, and take our index finger, and let's try to sing on top of it. So again, this is gonna be a little bit strange, because not only am I throwing how to play ukulele at you, I'm throwing at you to sing on top of it, and sometimes that takes a little bit. It feels a little strange, but that's okay. It's supposed to feel really, really different, okay? So let's start on C, on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, C. I'll stop the world and melt with F. Back to C. You've seen the difference and it's F. Getting better all the time. C. There's nothing you and I won't do. F. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. Okay, again. I'll stop the world and melt with F. Yeah, C. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. C. There's nothing you and I won't. F. Back to C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. Okay, one more time. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's F. Better all the time. C. There's nothing you and I won't. F. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. And let's end on C. Woo! Okay, how did that feel? Was that okay? Did it feel strange? Could you charade it to me? Feels okay? We can go over it lots of times, right? It's super duper strange at first, especially when you throw in different strumming patterns. Today we're just doing down up, but it gets especially complicated because not only are you singing with your instrument, or you're also going on autopilot with your hands. So it's supposed to feel really difficult, but also really, really fun, really challenging. And then it kind of gives you a goal to work towards, especially, hopefully after this workshop you can take away, oh, this song, I really want to learn it, right? And you can play anything on ukulele. So here's a little side tangent. you can play anything on this instrument. And I'm not just saying that because, I don't know, you could play, you know, not only like SpongeBob, right? You can play all kinds of Christmas music, like, there's like, right? You could do so much on here. You could do like, right? You could play piano on it, right? I see those smiles. So you are not limited to what you've seen other people do. Maybe you've seen people play like Riptide, like every time. Maybe you've seen like Hazel Sister. You can still play those songs, but on top of that, you're not limited to what it is you can do on ukulele. You could do so much. You could think of any song, really, and you can play it, because there's a good chance that after this workshop you can go on Google, you just type in, I don't know, whatever your favorite song is, whatever your pop star is, and you just type in ukulele chords, ukulele tabs, and it's going to be the same thing. It'll show you the lyrics, it'll show you the chords, and after today, hopefully you'll be able to learn how to play those chords. But yeah, just a really neat side tangent, because there's nothing you can't do on ukulele, and that's something big that I learned a lot later. But yeah, let's try to do Melt With You again, and then I'll throw at you a really fun song you can do with the same chords. But let's try it again. Again, we're gonna do C and F, one measure each, 4 counts. So let's try it. Let's go ahead and do C. Okay, ready? And on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. C. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. Yeah. C. There's nothing you and I won't do. F. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. Again, we're gonna keep going. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. C. You've seen the difference and it's effing better all the time. C. There's nothing you and I won't. F. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. Again, one more time. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. C. You've seen the difference and it's effing better all the time. C. There's nothing you and I won't do. F. C. I'll stop the world and melt with you. F. Okay, and rockstar finish. C. Yeah! I appreciate the effort. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so trying to look at all the boxes here, how are we feeling so far with Melt With You? Are we feeling a little more comfortable than before? Do we need to run it again? We're feeling okay? We're feeling okay? Good? Okay. A few mixed. Ooh, okay. Sarah has a question. What is your opinion on picks versus just your finger? I love this question. You know why? Okay. So, I'm gonna get kicked for this, but you're allowed to use a pick, although I highly don't recommend it. Okay? Because let's say you're playing guitar, you need a pick, right? The strings, there's a lot of strings. It's, there's steel and they're big and scary. So it helps you get the sound out. But for ukulele, you can just play using your hands, and by that I mean you can strum really loud, you could strum really soft, right? You could be like, right, or you can play like really soft. So I feel like there's more freedom with your hands, especially because there's just 4 strings, and you have like 5 fingers, right? But you end up using like these 4 to pluck. But you're definitely allowed to use a pick, I feel, if you're singing, if you're strumming songs. Because I think maybe I'm a little bit biased because of the style of playing that we like to play. Like, we like to sing too, right? But then, you know, you saw earlier, we like to pick. And in order to do that, it's kind of hard just using a pick because you're kind of limited to just these 2 fingers, right? But yeah, you're definitely allowed to use one. So if you do end up using a pick, I would suggest using a felt pick. So you could just Google those two, and it's literally in the name. It's like a little fuzzy little pick, and it's much softer on the strings, because if you end up using kind of like your typical guitar pick, it's gonna be a little bit harsher. So if you look at your strings, they're either gonna be like kind of clear or white. They're usually made out of nylon, right? They're nice and soft. Right now, your fingers might not feel nice and soft, but they're very soft on the skin compared to a lot of other stringed instruments. So I would say if you can, I would stress maybe trying to learn without a pick, because I feel like not only do you have creativity and room to maybe start picking the chords, right? So just like Melt With You, let's take that as an example. Instead of strumming, you could end up one day picking the chords. For example, I'll stop the world and melt with you. Seeing the difference, and it's getting better all the time. So you notice that was kind of like a love ballad or something, or it just changed the feeling of it. So I feel like there's a little bit more freedom without the pick. But again, if you're just gonna strum, totally fine, right? It'll be a little bit easier. You might feel like you have more control. I would say for now, if you could, I would try to just use my hands and fingers just for the initial learning process, just so you know you can play with both, right? You could play with the pick and you can play with your hands, because, you know, what if you take your uke one day and you forget the pick? Then it's like, oh no, I can't strum. So I hope that was a really long answer to your question, but I hope that gave you some ideas. Maybe if you want to use a pick, or if you don't, but that's kind of my opinion on it. Okay, awesome. Okay, so did we want to run Melt With You again, or did we want to learn a different song? Nodding? Yes? No? Okay. Well, I'm gonna challenge you guys. We're gonna learn another song with the same chords, but I don't have the lyrics with me. So what we'll do is, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this. So we had a lot of fun with this last workshop. Do any of you guys have, you know, like cousins or little nephews or kids that you're around? Yeah? Okay. Well, I'm gonna teach you how to play Baby Shark using the same chords. See, you're either gonna love me or hate me after this. So it's gonna be C and F again. Right? We're just gonna say Baby Shark, and then there's the doos, right? But instead we're gonna do 2 counts of C, like 2 measures of C, 2 measures of F, just like how we learned at the beginning. Okay, so for example, this is how it sounds like. Right, 2 counts of C, 2 counts of F, and we're just gonna do the down up thing. So again, it's Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, do 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 do, F, Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, and back to C. Woo! Okay, don't know. Hopefully that's not intimidating. It's the same chords. We're just gonna put different words on it. See, just exercising the muscle, and again, the chord changes. And after this, we'll get into another song. All right, so let's try doing C, and then you can impress all the little cousins, little nephews, little children in your life. You're gonna be a rock star in their eyes. And then you do the rock star finish, chef's kiss. You're gonna be gold. Right? Okay, so let's start on C. And again, this is gonna be a little bit longer than Melt with You. Same chord, same pattern. Right? But remember, 2 measures of C, 2 measures of F, and I'll play it along with you. Okay. So let's do C on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Baby C, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby F, do 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 do. Baby F. Again. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark F. Baby shark. Okay, let's spice it up. Daddy shark. Daddy shark. Do 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 do. Daddy shark. Do 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 do. Daddy shark. Do 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 do. Daddy shark. Okay, what else there? Mama shark. Let's do Mama shark. Mama shark. Do 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 do. Mama shark. Do 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 do. Mama shark. Mama shark. Let's back to baby shark. Baby shark. Do 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 do. Baby shark. Do 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 do. Baby shark. Baby shark. And end on C. Woo!
Oh, Lise, we were gonna start wrapping it up at this point. So if anybody had any questions, maybe we could do that now.
Okay.
I do have a question. You mentioned that sometimes you go to your mom's classroom with first graders and you work with them. So I'm also a teacher. I got actually the youth for my students.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
wondering, would you start with these same chords? Do you start with these same chords with the little ones, like the same thing that you do with us with the first graders?
So what I was doing, because I was thinking, what am I gonna teach? What am I gonna teach like a 6-year-old, right? Like that's kind of scary, like, you know, and then also like their minds are like all over the place sometimes. And then I thought, okay, what's something relatable? Baby shark. So then I thought, okay, how can I make it as easy as possible to grasp to, especially with small fingers? So yeah, baby shark. So what I would do is teach them kind of similarly to how I teach everyone here, especially if you haven't learned an instrument, because again, like what my mom says, you have to learn how to crawl before you walk. I can't just teach you something really like challenging and scary. So yeah, what I would do is like maybe a little bit less on the demo and the background, and I kind of just start teaching them that, because then they light up. It becomes a lot more personable and relatable, because I think when I started, a little bit of a tangent, but when I started playing music, I was learning a lot of like theory, and theory's good, but it's like it doesn't engage them at first. So yeah, what I would do is teach them, you know, yeah, how to hold it, how to strum, and then how to do chords. So if you want to end up teaching your kids or something, yeah, I would just try to teach them how to strum first, because once you get that going, then it's like, okay, I'm ready for chords. Because before, when I started, I would teach kind of all over the place, and it's like, oh no, like what are we doing? But it's like once you get this going, you can put a chord here, and then you're already playing. And then you put Baby Shark on that, again, chef's kiss. So I hope that helped.
Yes, thank you.
Lori had a question. How did you do the plucking? What is the sequence of strings, just top to bottom?
Yeah, great question. So what I did was a mixture of both. You can spice it up as you go along, but for now, what I would suggest, if we ever get into teaching picking with you guys, so real quick, when you pick with your right hand, with just your fingers, you're not going to use your pinky again, because that's mainly for classical guitar playing. For ukulele, again, there's only 4 strings, you have 4 fingers right here, and in this case, you're going to use your thumb. So what I would start off with is plucking top to bottom. I was doing a mixture earlier, but let's just start with top to bottom. So let's take C. And I would just designate a finger to each string, right? So thumb goes G string, index finger goes C, your middle finger goes E, and then this one gets the last one, your ring finger gets A. So then I would just pluck. So what you could also do when you pluck, you could just run your thumb through it. But the reason why I suggest designating a finger to each string, because then you could spice it up. You can go from top to bottom. You can go from bottom to top. And then when you get real crazy with it, you could just pluck whatever you want in whatever order, right? You could go like middle, top, bottom, and go back. Then you get like a, right? You could do whatever you want. There's no wrong answer. So yeah, yeah, you could. I would suggest starting from top to bottom. So if you want to do like Melt With You as an example, you go like, right? If this is too scary, again, just do your finger. That one answered your question too.
We wanted to let everyone know that Lise's going to come back and do another video live Zoom program later on this month, right, Rachel? And so please tell your friends, come back, and I will be sending an email out to everyone with a survey and the documents that Lise wanted to send. And then, yeah, Rachel.
Yep, that's that's what we're gonna do. And thank you, Lise. That was so great. That was a beautiful. You and Emmy at the beginning. That was beautiful music.
Oh, thank you.
And then, like Jack said, we'll be having another program where she might answer some more questions too and learn a bit more too.
Just real quick, if I like Google like another three song, like how do I count that like as the up and downs till I get to that point of a different change?
So I think your question, how do I know when to switch chords?
So yeah, so we're going like C, 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 then F, F, F. Like how do I know when to do that?
Oh, like how do you know when to switch chords?
Yeah, like if it's just showing the letters on top of the words.
Yeah. Good question. So again, like okay, this is the bonus. So when you see the chord on top of the word, that's usually when you're gonna change, and it doesn't have to be down up down up down up. That's just kind of what I started you guys off with today. So for example, kind of a sample. If you've never seen a song before, this is good because we haven't seen this today. So really quickly, just the way you are, you have C, another chord called A minor, and F. Again, you would change when you see that. It doesn't have to be down up, but let's just use that for an example. It's like, so when I see your, and you know you have to play C here. So you go, hey. Right, you can speed it up, you can slow down. There's not a, and then you change a chord. Things that I would change, 'cause you're, and you see F, amazing. So it would just, most of the time when you see, let's say you Google like a song to learn, it will show you the chord to play on top of the word. So a good one, I'll type it in just the little messages box. I think it's called ukuleletabs.com. And it saves my butt. It's so good. Ukulele tabs. It's gonna just depend on the song too, with different chords and chord changes, but that's usually the gist of it. It'll tell you when to play the next one, and then you can just kind of strum from there. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Okay, Elle's asking, oh, okay. Yeah, in university, I did not major in music. I majored in business administration with a focus in management. So right now, what my job is, I interned last summer at a consulting firm in Pasadena, and right now I'm doing talent acquisition. So if you need help with your resume along with ukulele, I can help you out. But yeah, no, I didn't major in music. I thought about it. Maybe I should have. No, I wanted to pursue a career in business or something else, and then have music as kind of like my outlet.
Again, thank you so much for coming to our program. And if you guys are interested in doing this again, please respond to my email that I'm going to send everybody. If not, this was great. And I mean, you're awesome, Lise.
I hope this was clear. I know sometimes I get like jumbled.
No, you're good. All right.
All right.
So expect an email from me, everybody. Have a good Saturday.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.